Welcome to a video. Today I want to talk about freedom, I suppose. Freedom. We all want to be free, don't we? But I mean, a lot of the times we don't even know what the words that we use even mean. Like, do we even know what freedom means? Like, what does freedom mean to you? What does freedom mean to you? It's interesting. Things like, I'm getting off topic here, but things like, like I said, the words we use. Sorry about this. Got an oat stuck in my throat. So, language that we use, we tend to overlook it. We don't even really know what we're saying. For instance, what comes to mind is "I love you." 3 words, and do we actually even really know what they mean? I. Who is I? This is the deepest question you can ask. Who am I? A lot of us don't know who we truly are. I love. What is love? This is like the biggest thing. Like, what is love? That's a really fucking big question as well. And you in relation to me, what is that relation? Anyway, getting off topic here, but 3 quite big, deep things which people take for granted and just say out. But anyway, freedom. What is freedom? A lot of people think it would be something to do with like politics or society. And those 2 things are encapsulated within what I think is freedom. But freedom is a lot bigger thing than that. I would say freedom is to be free from your conceptualized self. Free from everything, really. Free from... it's a tough one. It's tough. Free to do what you want. Just anything. I don't know. What a big thing I would say, though, is that freedom would be being able to be free from the limits that you set on yourself. For instance, if someone were to walk past me right now, that is something that would trigger me to... I would find it quite hard to still just sort of express myself to the camera and speak freely and keep my focused attention on what I'm trying to say and what I'm trying to mean. And so that wouldn't be free if I was getting sidetracked and going, what are they going to think of me? Or, what I'm saying is what I'm saying crazy, or this. Like, you want to be free from that. This is one example, is you want to be free from who you think you are. You want to be free from the identity that you put onto yourself, because it's not, you see, what you're viewing reality as is through your mind, you're viewing reality filtered through your mind, which is setting a lot of limits on things. Say like someone walk past and I would think something like, what I'm saying, they're going to think that I'm sounding crazy, or what I'm doing is weird, or whatever. But that's not true. That's my own projection. That's just what I think they think. That's not what they actually think. How the fuck can I know what they think? They could be some fucking enlightened being with the purest heart ever in this fucking blissful, loving state, and they just accept me fully, but I could still be here and go, shit, they think I'm weird. Oh no, so that's me doing that. And so I want to be free from myself, free from the limits that I put on to me, free from this concept of myself that I call me, this story of me, these limits that I put on myself. It's fucked. I want to be free from this shit. I want to be free be free from other people's judgments about me. I want to know I don't want to be doubtful of myself. You know, I want to know what I'm doing is right. And ultimately, it's sort of about the wind. If you can hear the wind, I'll bring my microphone slow. But it's also being free from our identity of the self that we think we are. It's transcending our ego, is to be free. It's to be free from the cycles of birth and death. That's what freedom is. Freedom is abiding or residing in this place that transcends birth and death, and you just reside in the infinite. And that sounds very fucking crazy, hippie woo-woo shit. It doesn't make any rational sense whatsoever. And no, you can't really make sense of this shit, because you're making sense from the mind, but the mind is happening within the infinite. You've got a finite mind within the infinite. The mind can't really grasp God. The very fact that existence is, but you are the existence, that's what it is that it's only one, and you are that one. But then you go past that as well, and it's just a zero. And you see, you get very fucking deep here. And I'm just talking nonsense right now, really. Talking shit from what I've read and heard. But have experienced glimpses of these things. But only fleeting glimpses, you know. Some things have sustained, some things have stayed around. But like basically, if you're practicing mindfulness and you just, you know, go hard with mindfulness, you just keep getting to the point. It's like you're mindful of just your senses, your thoughts and emotions, and of awareness itself. I don't know, I can't really talk about it because I'm not really in that sort of space at the moment. But yeah, like freedom from separateness. That's what true freedom is freedom from your own sense of separateness. I don't know. But basically what I am embarking on is social freedom. It's some new habits that I want to form. I want to go out into the public, into town and the mall and shit, and just do some weird shit. To get comfortable with this, because this is really something that I put limits on myself. It's really something like it's something that has really affected me my whole life. The fact of, you know, fearing other people's judgments about me, just, you know, fearing people in general. And so I figure that, you know, if you just practice, then eventually it will just become second nature. You won't have to think about it. You just make the shortcuts in your mind. Because basically when you're forming a new habit, there's so much resistance, and each time you practice, you're trying to get over more and more resistance to it, and then you get to the point where you just you shortcut the resistance. Like, it doesn't matter, you just go and you just get to the point, right? So I figure that if I just practice social things, then it will just become second nature to me, and I will just feel a lot more lighter and free. So things like fear of rejection. So practicing, like, I don't know what you practice, but like, going up to strangers and asking something big of them and knowing that they're going to reject you, so you get comfortable with that sort of rejection. Another one would be like a fear of being the center of attention. So an exercise for that would be you just go like lie down in the middle of the road in society, not on the road, or like on the footpath, or like in the mall, people are walking past. Or you just like fucking dance and sing in public, being the center of attention. And it's not like being a dick, like, yeah, look at me guys, I'm the center of attention. It's not like doing that for the center of attention. It's doing that to get comfortable with it. Because there are going to be times when you're in, say, like a group situation, and then you want to voice your opinion, but you don't want to be the center of attention, right? There's a scenario where you need to be comfortable with being the center of attention, right? There are times when you have to be the center of attention, like, it's just fact. If you want to be like, so things like that. And yeah, so there's a lot of like fear within me around other people. The fear of judgment. So the fear of inconveniencing people. The fear that I sound crazy when talking about philosophical and spiritual ideas. So that's just something that I could do, is just go talk to people about that, get comfortable with doing that. Another one would be like filming in public, so getting comfortable with just vlogging in public. And it could be the mundanest shit, like I don't have to, like I feel like if I'm going to be vlogging in public and talking about these fucking philosophical and spiritual things, then that's like killing two birds with one stone. But that might be a bit too hard, so maybe we could just say, oh, today I woke up and had some breakfast, fucking mundane shit. But yeah, just vlogging around people and getting comfortable with the idea that, yeah, no one actually fucking cares what you're doing. Everyone is so focused on in their own world, and if they're not focused on in their own world, it's not like they're judging you. Like, they're just, if they were focused on you, it would be in a really accepting, sort of loving way. But if they're not, then they're in their own world, focused on their own mission, where they're going to go, So, and yeah, staying focused is really the practice of doing it, is not getting caught up in your thoughts when doing it around other people. Is that, yeah, and you can get fucking, it's like hard to, you forget where you're going with your story, what you're even talking about, because that's all you can think about. You just like set aside your whole idea of what you're going to do, of the things that you're going to talk about, and you just like start focusing on this thing of like, like it's just a fucking abundance of thoughts that are just like, oh, what are people, or there's an abundance of thoughts that are just like, oh no, I don't know, it's really hard to explain. It's hard to be conscious. So me talking about that just then, for like just that last minute, was actually, I was talking and someone walked past just then. And you could see that I was stuttering and trying to focus, but you could also see that I was getting lost in the thoughts, and it was frustrating for me. But yeah, like, if I can just keep doing this, and that's the practice. And I feel like I am getting better at it, because I feel like, I've tried doing this a few times, and I don't realise it's a practice I want to get into, and I've got to sort of set an intention in my mind, sort of like, even just like an affirmation, to just say, just focus, or like to remind myself why I'm doing this. So but yeah, this whole social freedom sort of thing, where I want to sort of build up these habits of getting comfortable with rejection and being center of attention and inconveniencing people and all this sort of things. I do really want to set myself the challenge of going out into public and talking to strangers and shit. But it fucking scares me so fucking much. It really does. There's a part of me that goes, oh yeah, I could do that. But then when I go to do it, there's that other part that's a lot bigger that says like, fuck this shit, what are you doing, mate? But I've got to get past that. I'm going to do it because it's like, it's sort of, what it kind of feels like is that it's my future sort of, what's the word? It's like my future getting in touch with my past. It's sort of like, this is my fate, in a way. It sort of feels like that. It feels like, I don't know when it's going to come. Like, I don't know when I'm going to start this challenge and go start talking to heaps of people and building up these habits. But I know that it's going to happen. Right now, I'm like, I'd rather not do that. But it's sort of like, I've got, I guess, this future image of myself, and this sort of like future me is like connecting to me right now to sort of do the things that I need to do to get to that future me. It's like fate. It's like, it's just my fate that I've sort of created myself in a way. I don't know. So yeah, I just want to get comfortable with being fucking weird around people, because we're all weird. There's a quote, I can't remember who by, but the quote is, the only normal people are the ones who you don't know very well. Meaning that everyone is weird, it's just who you think is normal. You just don't know them well enough. If you did, you would find out that they're pretty fucking strange like everyone else. And so that is actually quite reassuring, that's, so I want to fucking just, be free and break these social and cultural norms where you're in society and you've got this straight face on and you just walk in here, I've been here, I'm going here, I'm a somebody doing something. I want to fucking break it's just bullshit mindset and just like start fucking dancing and singing, expressing myself in society and just going, I'm fucking alive, like I'm free, like this is the most miraculous thing ever, like fuck your ego's plans. You're not fucking dumbfounded and profound and mind-fucked at the very fact that you're living right now. You are, I am, existence isn't this just the most amazingest thing ever? No, because people overlook this. They forget the space behind their ego's plans and shit. They're worrying about all this petty shit and forget to look at they forget to look at the only way that they can even experience this petty shit, which is the miraculousness of life, which is the very fact that you exist. And things in life can really bring us out of that, like death to someone we're really close to. And even witnessing that, like say you witnessed your fucking you're the love of your life, you were with them and something happened, like someone shot them or they fucking got hit by a car, and you just witnessed that death. You know how much that would fuck your whole fucking world up? Like that's... You know? That's serious compared to all this other petty shit that people are usually worried about. And this is the thing, is that what makes you realise the importance within this, and more than anything else, is the very fact that you had this someone that had life, and the next minute they're gone. Because we don't inquire into ourselves. We don't ask the question, you know, why am I even here? What is existence? And what is it for other people? Is it the same? Shit like this, you know, it's heavy, man. So this is what I mean, it's like, you've got to die before you die. You've got to let your petty personality die. You can't really kill it, but what you can do is set it aside and go, you know, you're not the really most important thing right now. The most important thing is the thing that allows you to even be, existence itself. You've got to kill your identification with your personality, because it's not who you are. It's a part of you. It's not just you though. Because, you know, like, if you died, imagine you died, but then you came back to life. You wouldn't be thinking about all your problems that you have, like, oh, I'm back in life. Oh, I've got taxes to pay. Oh, my relationship with this person's fucked. No. You wouldn't be thinking that straight off the bat. You'd be here and you'd be like, whoa, what the fuck? I'm back here in this thing. Like, what the fuck? I've got this body and the sounds and the sight and the smell and the touch. And you'd be like completely mindful and fucking dumbfounded by the idea that you just exist again. And that's the place that I want to reside in. Seeing the miracle of life in every moment. Seeing the infinite in the finite. Seeing the sacredness in the supposed unsacredness. You know, I don't want to get caught up in the petty shit in life. I mean, I guess doing so is part of the journey to get that shit out of the way, you know, but I don't know, man. So, freedom. These social experiments, yeah, I don't, like, this is the thing, like, this is very much the thing I was talking about, is that these petty problems of, oh, what are people going to think of me? Oh, do I look weird? Oh, all that shit is just bullshit. It's bullshit. And I know it is deep down, but yet it really fucking controls me, and I hate that. Fucking hate that cunt. Fuck. You know, I want to go out into society and dance and sing and express myself. Just express that I'm alive, just be in that joyousness of living. I want to do that, but I realise that, oh no, I can't do that. No, I'll look weird, what will people think of me? Oh, and all these fucking petty thoughts that really don't matter. Like I said, because it's like, if you died and came back to life, you wouldn't really care about that. You would be danced with joy, you know? And that's what I want to get to. I hate it. The pettiness of thinking people even give a shit about you. The selfishness in that. It's fucked up. But I guess, you know, you first got to realise it before you can do anything about it. And I guess, you know, the awareness of it is still sort of coming up within me. But yeah, it's yeah. Another thing that I've been getting interested in, and I've tried a little bit, not much, is dynamic meditation. I think Osho created it. Osho, spiritual teacher. And also things like bioenergetics, which I think is like made famous by Elliot Holtz in the modern day. But basically, it's just about sort of expressing yourself through the body, releasing these repressed emotions within you. And so I've been experimenting a bit with just, being free in my voice, being louder. And, I come here at this oval and, shake my body, like get the energy flowing and just sort of, express myself, whatever comes through, being silly, acting crazy, getting comfortable that you look fucking retarded, because this is the thing, you want to transcend your ego with all these petty things saying, oh, I look so stupid doing this, I look so fucking cringeworthy. And from my point, it does look like cringeworthy as well, but at the same time, don't you want to be free from any sort of judgments? People are so set in stone of who they are that they can't step outside of these parameters that they've limited themselves for. And it's like, if you're like a really buff, masculine guy, and that's your personality, you're like, oh, I can't be like vulnerable and be a bit feminine and open up to my feelings or whatever, because it's like I'm this set stone man, and this is fucking hard. But it's basically an issue of identity and personality. It's like, and it's no one's fault. It's like, it's just a natural thing that society's done this to everyone. That they've said society's sort of like not really free. It's like, here's a set thing that we got to do outside the parameters of this. We don't really accept. And so, but they're still within us, they're natural, and so we repress all these things within us. Even though everyone's got them, it's all part of human nature, but... And so, I want to get comfortable with, just saying fuck you to the ego, you know what I mean? Just saying, fuck, ego, I respect you, I honour you, right? You are good for some things, but mate, fucking hell, you're not the centre of attention. Just fuck off for a bit. I don't care if you get hurt from looking like you're fucking cringeworthy or a bit weird. I want to be free. I don't fucking care. I want to be free. And so, acting silly and fucking expressing yourself, shouting, laughing, crying, going mental with your limbs, and just going blah blah blah. Fucking shit like that. That's just, I've done that, and then my ego's like, oh shit, no, be quiet, people could hear you. It's like, fuck off, mate, I want to be fucking free. And then the ego comes, just doing that, the ego comes back in again, and it's like, stop doing that, mate, be quiet, fucking hell, mate, you're gonna look like a fucking maniac. You know what I mean? Fuck this shit, man. Fuck that. I want to be free. Don't we fucking all? I want to be free from these limits that I put on myself. Imagine if you woke up the next day and everyone was gone, you're the last person on earth. You wouldn't care no more. Screaming at the top of your lungs, crying as loud as you want, laughing as hard as you can in your belly when it gets to the point where it fucking hurts. You wouldn't care anymore because no one's around you to fucking judge you. But at the end of the day, they're not judging you. It's only you think they're judging you, and it doesn't matter if they are or not. It's just you. It's just you. It doesn't. You know what I mean? And you can see in this that I'm expressing myself more. You can see. You can see in the way that I laugh and smile, and when I talk about deep shit, it's like I'm like, you know, really serious about it, and like it's true. And maybe you can't see that, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a little bit of a shift than, you know, what I usually do, and it's hard because it's like, you know, I can do it here, but then it's like I go and like meet someone, or I'm with my parents, or whatever, and then I have to go, you know, it's like I'm back in this like tiny little ego that is in these parameters that I can't get out of. It's like, no, this is my identity. If I step outside this, you know, people be wondering like, well, that's not Jasper, who the fuck are you? What's gotten into you, mate? It's just like, I just fucking want to be free, come back. So yeah, this is fucking hard. It's a hard thing to do, but, you know, practice. Identifying the problem that you're annoyed at, and then finding a solution of what you can do instead, and then practice that constantly. But a lot of people don't want to do this because it's fucking scary. It fills them with fear, and it does. It's fucking fearful. But what else am I going to do in life? I just want to be free from the conceptualized self that I've put on to me with all its limits. And just be. Just be everything and nothing. Be the existence that existence is. Thank you for watching, people. Goodbye.